Welcome back, everyone. I'm Owen. Have you ever stood before an ancient ruin or read about a historical figure who once shaped the world, only to have a chilling thought run down your spine? 800 years from now, will anyone even remember I existed? Today, I've invited Nick to sit down with me and face the most terrifying monster in the human mind. The fear of being forgotten. Welcome to...
Thanks, Owen. Hello to all our listeners. That question really hit me. We spend our whole lives building things, showing off our achievements. Is it all just an attempt to prove I was here?
Exactly. It seems the fear of being forgotten is the hidden engine behind almost every human ambition. We are so afraid of being forgotten that we accept jobs we hate and live lives that aren't our own just to be noticed. Nick, have you ever felt that cold dread when thinking about a day where every digital trace of your life is erased and your name is spoken for the very last time?
I have. It's an overwhelming feeling. It's like standing in the middle of an ocean with no island to cling to. The fear of being forgotten is a toxic drug. It makes us want to carve our names into everything. We want to leave legacies. We want our children to continue our work. But Owen, have you realized the brutal truth? Time is the most ruthless eraser of all.
You're right. But I want to dig deeper into the trap the modern world has built. We live in an era of personal, virtual museums on social media. Everyone wants to display their most beautiful, radiant self. Is it because we fear that if our lives aren't glamorous, no one will care to remember us?
You hit the nail on the head. On social media, we build selves that shine like statues cast in gold. But look closer, and there's a terrifying instability beneath that glitter. I've seen friends who, after posting a heartfelt photo, stare at their phones every single minute. They don't care about the comments. They just need the numbers to rise.
Why are those numbers so important? They're just empty symbols.
Because in their minds, those numbers are a measurement of existence. They think, if this post gets low engagement, my life has no value, the world is forgetting me. It's an emotional addiction. The fear of being forgotten in the digital age isn't just about death. It's about being unfollowed, ignored, or irrelevant. We turn our self-worth into a commodity that needs to be consumed daily just to keep its market value.
That's exhausting. Have you ever felt like a slave to those algorithms?
Yes. I've spent sleepless nights not worrying about my future, but wondering if my post today was touching enough. Do you see? The fear of being forgotten has invaded our sleep. It makes the ego incredibly fragile. One nasty comment can ruin an entire day. A lack of public attention can make us hate ourselves. We've handed the keys to our happiness to strangers, all because we're afraid that one day they'll forget our names.
We've talked about the trap of being seen. But Nick, there is something even more daunting: the silence of time. Have you ever tried to imagine that after we leave this world, the things we used, the rooms we sat in, the traces we left behind, all will be wiped away or replaced by new people and new stories? That is absolute oblivion.
You know, I once sat by a river flowing through the city. People build bridges and name them, but the water just keeps flowing, never caring about those names. Time is like that river. It washes away every memory. The silence of time isn't cruel. It's fair. It doesn't distinguish between the great and the ordinary. Everything must eventually dissolve into nothingness.
But why does that make us feel so sad? Are we confusing existence with being remembered?
Exactly. We mistakenly think that if no one tells our story, the story wasn't real. But Owen, think about the nameless heroes of history. The parents who quietly raised their children with love, the people who saved lives without ever making the headlines, the people who planted seeds of kindness in the dirt without ever asking for a plaque. They have disappeared from history, but their impact hasn't.
You mean they are still alive, just in the invisible links of life?
Precisely. Every act of kindness is like a wave. A wave creates ripples that spread across the water. The ripples may fade, but they have changed the surface of the water forever. Being forgotten on the surface doesn't mean being lost in essence. Those who came before us, even if their names are forgotten, still flow through our blood and reside in the values we enjoy today.
Nick, as we close this conversation, if you could leave just one message for those who are afraid of being erased by time, what would you say?
I would tell them, stop trying to write your name in stone. Instead, write your kindness into the hearts of others. Your name may fade, but the peace, joy, and comfort you once gave away, those will continue to exist as invisible energy. They will transform and persist in the lives of everyone you've encountered. That is how you live forever without needing to be a legend.
Beautifully put. Don't fear being forgotten. Fear living a life so shallow that no one ever felt the warmth of your presence. When we are truly present, being forgotten is no longer an ending. It is just a part of finding peace.
Indeed. Thank you, Owen, for facing this fear with me. After today, I hope you, and all our listeners can feel a little lighter. Just live, love, and do what matters to you. Whether the world remembers you or not, frankly, it doesn't matter as much as whether you are satisfied with the journey you've walked.
Dear listeners, thank you for joining us on this long journey through emotions. If you feel afraid today, that's okay. Just don't let that fear stop you from enjoying this afternoon, this meal, or the smile of a loved one. We are like shooting stars, bright in our own moment, and that is enough. Goodbye, and thank you for being a part of this journey with Nick and me.